after a few months of just sitting trying to figure out what was going on the RSX. So just kind of a quick recap here. So what was going on with it before was we got the Honda data back. The car ran really weird. The car kind of ran somewhat weird when we first did the swap on before the ECU was modified. We sent the ECU back, had them look it all over. They said that it tested good. So the only thing that's really left here is we think it's a harness. Now, the reason why I think it's a harness is, well, one, it's old, and two, someone's wrapped it in duct tape before, and we noticed this when we first did the swap. So I think there's something goofy going on here with this harness. Unfortunately, you can't buy a new harness for these motors anymore, and you end up with like these cheap Chinese tucked harnesses, which I've never really dealt with. But the crazy thing to me is that the harness is $100. So I don't think it's going to be that good. There's going to be I'm pretty sure there's going to be some type of issue with it once I get it together. Again, I don't know. So I'm basically going to start working on pulling the harness out. I think the semi-hard part is done, which was pulling it back out of the car. So that side is done. I'm going to go ahead and start working on just slowly disconnecting everything. Here in a minute, I'm going to pull the intake out, pull it aside, and then once I get to it, I'll jack up the side and then take the wheel off to get to the crank sensor, and hopefully that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this, and then we'll go from there. So we actually have the harness mostly unplugged. So we're got the crank sensor. We got two connectors down here. I forgot what they're for, but I was able to reach in and grab them. And they are these two right here. So I think this is starter, and I don't know what this is for, but this definitely is starter. But anyways, these two are down here. But we're stuck on this map sensor. It's kind of caught right here on this end to get to it. So I'm going to either maybe cut this little arm off because we're not really using it. It's just in the way. So down the line, you know, whoever has to replace the map sensor won't have to deal with it, is one thought. Or the other is just to remove the throttle body back off. It's not really too hard to do. I just don't want to ruin the gasket. Okay, so I got the tire removed. I got the crank sensor pulled up through here. So the harness is basically ready to come out. Just got to do some snaking to get everything out, but it's essentially ready to go. All right, so it's out. So we're gonna grab this new harness, and let's just take a peek at it really quick here and just kind of go over it. So these obviously, oh, these labels are really crap. So this goes inside, obviously. We've got everything over here, and it is mostly labeled. So the one that I really want to find are the crank sensor wiring. Okay, here's the crank wiring. And then TPS. So I really want to find the crank sensor and the map sensor, and the only reason why I want to do those is because they are kind of, you know, are kind of difficult to do. So, and when I say difficult, I don't really mean difficult. I just mean that there's a little bit more that goes into it than other connectors. Maybe not. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and start feeding this stuff into the cabin. Or no, I'm gonna leave this part out. This part's relatively easy. And we'll go ahead and start hooking all this up. whenever I find that crank sensor again. Okay, so there's some differences here. So this is, I'm assuming, a temperature sensor that the RSX does not have. We've got the start signal connectors different. The knock sensor wiring is here, which is not part of the factory harness somehow. And then this one, mainly the alternator. So the alternator, though, is down over here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the alternator is part of a different harness, so I'm not really sure how or why that comes out, but I'm going to kind of look into it. But according to what I'm feeling here is that I see what's going on here. So the alternator harness, so alternator, knock sensor, and start signal is actually plugged into this harness right here. So on the new harness, it doesn't have all that. So I guess at this point I can either try to convert that, or I can remove the intake manifold. Let me figure out what the customer wants to do, and then we'll go from there. So I got the core support removed. This core support's kind of beat up to begin with. This bottom bolt wasn't even installed, and 3 out of the 4 of the 10 mils were even in it. So I was able to kind of pull that out of the way by simply unplugging whatever this harness is. I'm assuming it's like for a horn or something, but I pulled that out of the way, and it's situated. So I'm gonna pull out these 12s here, and hopefully we can pull the intake manifold out. So I'm gonna go through and unplug all this wiring that I just did, just to get it off the throttle body. And then yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull off this upper intake manifold thing, and hopefully we can get to everything else that way and run the harness in. So this is obviously I've already unplugged it, but you can see that it all goes into this little sub harness right here. The new harness, obviously, again, like I said before, does not have that. So I'm just going to leave this all unplugged here, and just kind of, I'll end up zip tying it or something out of the way here. And here is the new wiring for it. So we got the alternator goes here, the start signal obviously, and the knock sensor. So I'm gonna just kind of temporarily plug these all in, just to kind of get them where they need to go, and I can look over routing. And it almost looks like this harness needs to go underneath. Okay, so I got that harness installed, and I got it all zip tied, so where it's nice and tidy in here. Starter wires all zip tied up, and then even the factory wiring here, I've zip tied just to keep it from moving around, and you know, just in case. These 2 wires are extra wires. I don't know what they're for, but it literally just said extra wires. I'm going to cut these just so we don't have any like frayed wires at the end here. I don't know what they do. I'm assuming that it's literally for like boost control or something along those lines. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut these off here, so like I said, we don't have any frayed ends. And then go ahead and slap the intake manifold back on. I'll check this gasket to see if it's good. It looks like it's fine, but I'll check it out. Okay, I've got everything all plugged in. I've got the jump box on because the battery's low. and we're just going to see if we can get anything to work here. Okay, so we got it back together, but we're getting a ton of funky readings. We had some funky readings before, but this definitely tells me that there's an issue with like sensor ground or something, because they shouldn't be, temperature shouldn't read that high. So there's something goofy going on here. Map is also reading extremely low when it should not be reading that. I do have it plugged in into the RSX map sensor, so that might be the issue. So I'm going to change that and see if it makes any difference at all. I got the RSX to start. I want to give out a shout out to the YouTube channel Young Static, who had some information on this harness. But basically what it is that these two white wires here on the C101, this white wire and this white wire are flipped. So I flipped these, plugged it in, and it fired right up. But the K-Pro is still doing all sorts of weird stuff. So let's see if we can get this thing to start. Oh, come on, girl. So as you can see, it's started up, but unfortunately the K-Pro is still reading really weird. AFRs are like impossible, temps are all wrong. IAT is not plugged in, but the ignition timing shouldn't be -60. I mean, it doesn't seem like anything's actually reading correctly. I'm going to swap over the map sensor right quick though, because I did plug it into the TSX map sensor just to see. Okay, so we got it plugged into the RSX map sensor, and it basically made no difference at all. So it's still reading really goofy. So I don't really know what to do at this point. Oh, it actually uploaded for the first time ever. Kind of scared here. Oh snap, it actually is reading normally. Oh, there we go again. Upload failed. Perfect. So it was working. It's not working now though. All right. So we were able to do that by clearing this, and it actually ended up working. So, oh. It's crazy. It's like you get lucky that one time. My goodness. This is exactly what happened last time. It would it would just randomly upload once, and then it would just stop again, which is why I thought it was an issue with the K-Pro. But I took it over to Eric over at AGN, the person who installed it, and he said that it tested good. But I'm starting to question that, because obviously something's not working. So unfortunately, we are at a stopping point now. I've got everything back together mechanically, but obviously there's an issue still with the K-Pro stuff. So I've already sent an email out to Honda just to hear what they have to say about it. So unfortunately for now, I think that this one's a wrap.